Hello students and welcome to IP Study Lecture videos. In this video, we are going to cover chapter 10 of class 8 and the name of the chapter is Direct and Inverse Variation. So in this chapter, we are going to cover two topics. One is direct variation and other is inverse variation. What is the meaning of direct and inverse variation? Why we study these two topics in this chapter? So students, sometimes quantities are interrelated. It means the change in one can affect the other also. Like let's suppose if you want to go from your home to school and you go on a bicycle and you go on a car, there are two options. Then you will reach by car more faster than the bicycle. Yes, so here the speed and times are interrelated and change in one will affect the other also. Similarly, let's suppose if you want to buy 5 kg mangoes and other want to buy 10 kg of mangoes, now the cost will different for these two scenarios. Yes, so cost and the quantity of mangoes that you want to buy also dependent on each other. Decrease in one can increase the other, or increase in one can decrease the other. So we can have different quantities linked to each others and they can have interdependent relation to each other. And now these two there are two types of dependency they can have. Either increase in one can cause increase in other also, or decrease in one can cause increase in other. Or we can have a scenario where if you want to decrease something, the other quantity will increase, or if it decrease something, the other quantity will decrease. So there are basically two type of quantities relation that we have. One is having same effect, increase having the increase in other, decrease having decrease in this other. This is the first case. Second is if we increase the first, second get decrease, and if we decrease the first, second get increase. So the direct variation is the first type, where increase in one result in the increase in other also, or decrease in one result in the decrease of second also. So when we purchase some article from the shop, as the number of article increases, the expenditure also increases. An important point to know that the increase and decrease happen in the same ratio. It means, let's suppose if you want to buy 5 kg of mangoes and it costs 100, then 10 kgs of mangoes will cost 200. Doubling the quantity of quantity that we want to buy will double the cost what it will have. Yes, so the ratio of quantity to cost is constant in both cases. Yes, so here it can be represented as the ratio of one quantity and the other quantity remaining constant, which is represented by K. So in a direct variation, the two quantities varies proportionally. It means variation in one have such same kind of variation in other. So let's have one example where we can see how the variation happens in direct variation. A machine in a factory makes 1050 bottle caps in 10 hours. How many bottle caps it will make in 8 hours? So there is a decrease in the number of hours, so it means the number of bottle caps will also decrease. Yes, so how we can find it out? So let us first of all find out the value of K. Now what we have, let's first write the value. So x1, that is the first value, is 1050, and x2, or let's suppose y1 as 10. Now x2 is not given and the y2 is 8. Now what we can do is we can have this on the top like x2 by y2, and this can have x1 over y1 as 1050 over 10. Now we can cross multiply and solve, and we can find out the number of bottle caps that the machine will make, that is 840. So this is the use of direct variation that we can apply on the quantities which varies directly to find out the missing quantity, if any. Yes. So there is another question. In a model of ship, the mast is 15 cm high while the mast of actual ship is 30 cm high. If the length of the ship is 60 meter, how long is the model of ship? So for every architecture like ship or building, there is a we can say model that is made before the final product, so that to evaluate how it will look, or how to design, or how to further redesign the product. Yes, so for a ship model, the mast, that is the height of the flap that it has, is 15 centimeter for a 30 meter long ship. Yes. So what will be the height of the, because the scale or the ratio remains constant. If we have a bigger ship, the mast will look smaller, the model will look smaller, and if we have a smaller ship or bigger ship, it will change accordingly. Yes. So if we have 15 centimeter high mast for 30 meter actual ship, then for a ship of 60 meter we want to find out the length of mast that it will have. So we can have 15 over 30 and it will be unknown value that we have to find over 60. Now if we cross multiply, we will get 30 centimeter. So this is the application of direct variation, and it applies to the two quantities which varies directly. Yes. Now moving to the next topic, inverse variation. So inverse variation is a variation in which the effect in other has an opposite effect in the first. Yes, or the effect in first result in the opposite effect in other. Like, let's suppose if we have a building to be made and there are 10 workers working on it, it takes 6 months to complete the building. Now if we increase the number of people or number of workers to 50 from 10, it means the number of days or the number of months it will take will decrease. Yes, so this type of variation where increase in first get the decrease in other, or decrease in first result in the increase in other, called inverse variation. And depending upon the question or the situation, we can identify which variation is to be concluded there. Yes. So inverse variation, the quantities may change in such a way that one quantity increase, the other quantity decrease. Let us take a routine example. A job can be completed by a person in 30 days. Clearly 3 persons can complete the same job in 10 days. Okay, the number of days required to complete the same job is 5, 10 or 30 persons are working is given in the table. Yes. So for a single person, the number of days is 30. For 3 persons it is 10, for 5 persons it is 6, for 10 it is 3, for 30 it is 1. So as the number of persons are increasing, the number of days getting decreased. Yes. So here the value of the product of one quantity and the second quantity remain constant, that is 30 times 1 is 30, 10 times 3 is 30. So here instead of x over y is equals to k, where k is called the constant of proportionality, which was used in the direct variation, here k is found out by multiplying the two quantity, like this. So let's suppose we have a question, a farmer has enough food to feed 30 animals in his shed for 5 days. So it means 30 animals can be fed for 5 days. Yes. Now if there are 20 more animals from somewhere, or for some scenario, let's suppose 20 more animals are added, it means the new number of animal is 50. So the food will last lesser days. Yes, because there is an increase in the number of animals, so more food will be consumed. So what we can do is, in order to find out the number of days, we can multiply 30 and 5 and it will be equal to the product of 50 and the number of days that we want to find. So x will be equals to, if we solve it, it will be 3. So for 50 animals, the product, the same food will have for 3 days only. Yes. So let's do one more example. 30 workers can do the some work in 12 days. How many men or workers will do the same work in 8 days? So let's suppose 30 workers can do it in 12 days. Now how many days, how many workers? It means the number of workers will be increased because the days are decreased. So x number of workers are required, let's suppose, and 8 days are days that has to be taken. Now you solve them, 4 times 3, 4 times 2, 2 times 15. So x is 15 times 3, 45 workers. So 45 workers are required to complete the same task in 8 days. So these are the applications of direct and inverse variation which applies to our real life situation, students. Now students, you can go through different questions and examples which are based on direct and inverse variation, and before applying any concept, just look upon the question, that what is the question is trying to ask. Either the two quantities given are varying directly or varying indirectly, and then you can apply the process that we have talked about. So I hope you have understood the concept easily and you know how to solve these questions. So students, we'll meet in the next session. Till then, keep learning, keep practicing.